Hello, beloveds, beautiful co creators, and omnipresent observers. In this video, I wanted to talk about detaching yourself and detachment and pretty much going through a state of detoxing yourself or just releasing habits. Um, so for me, this has been very useful and very important. Um, I'll give you an example. When I detach myself from the expectations of what I think people should be like or do, or the results of maybe me trying to reach a goal, or how a food should taste, or how uh, just any expectations in general, I guess. When you have an expectation of any sort, um, mainly a lot of the times, it's not even you anymore at that point. Um, we forgot who the observing self doesn't ever really have any expectations. The observing self is just pure awareness, is just experiencing life, and it takes life with however it comes, and it's just observing, and it appreciates every moment, and it builds no expectations of anything. It's not prejudging anything. It's just one with everything. So when we get into this phase of expectations, we got to see or ask who it is now that is having these expectations. And let's say you're already caught up in that self, and at least how do you detach yourself? How do you um, detach yourself from so many things? Like for me, like I said, this has been very useful. I've been able to detach myself from. So I've been vegan for a while, and I don't crave meat. I don't think about it. I don't suffer from not having it, or when I see people, um, eating it. It's just whatever. It doesn't, like, I don't get no cravings, no sense of, like, I want it or desires. And it goes the same thing with anything else in general. With mainly almost everything that's in this material world. If someone has a better car, or a nice car, I'm not in a state of, like, oh, I want that car, or any of that, or their house, or their clothes, or or anything really. I'm already detached from any possible outcome, uh, in any possible way, that it's helped me just in general not have these suffering state. And it all goes back to just being, you're observing the higher self, the omnipresent observer. And when you go into that state, you truly center yourself. You get this overwhelming sense of peace, and you're able to even detach yourself from. Um, for me, another thing that has super helped me the most of anything, beyond crystals, beyond um, uh, going to, like, sacred sites, and trying these oils or scents, or um, any tool or anything that's out there, has just been the way I eat. Detaching myself from, like, bad food, super highly processed food or sugary foods. Um, Pretty much that's what's helped me the most, because when I stay focused and I stay centered, then a lot of the times I don't even crave that, and it helps me become stronger within myself, and it leads me to tap into my observing self and be that observing self more than, because what happens when you eat those bad foods, it starts to like, uh, your body is like your interface to this world, and then once you uh, add these foods to it, what your body starts doing, it starts to like, now the attention of being in the present state, now you, it's a part of your body or a part of your essence is being distracted, because now it has to deal with this toxics that you just put into it. So now it becomes harder for you to stay present and at ease with yourself in the present moment in your body, because now your body's starting to go through discomforts, aches, pains, because now you've put toxic food in it. So now it's having to take a lot of its this energy that of you being just happy and just present into not being there, and having to go. It's like a war, like, now instead of, you know it being in peace, now it has to go fight this war of things that you just put inside of it. So that takes a lot of energy, and it takes a lot from you, and your mind, that's the big factor right there. Your mind, rather than being um calm and not, and you being aware, now your mind has been, the ego has been get uh empowered, because now you fed it. You fed it. It's whatever it thinks it needs, like sugar and all these highly processed foods and whatnot. And I believe there was a reason why, when Buddha was meditating and he wasn't eating anything, that's when he started hitting his higher levels of enlightenment. And same thing with Jesus when he did his fast, and that's why I believe people do fast, because and cleanses, because it helps you focus, it helps you center yourself, it helps you realign yourself, because you're not having to, now you actually have time and energy to really focus within yourself, rather than dispersing your energy and attention into different aspects of your life, because now you have to deal with processing this food, and this food's making you think like this, and this food's making you feel like this. So now you're just like discombobulated in every way, and you're like, what's going on? I'm losing myself. So the less waste you have. And I'm gonna do a series on this, actually, so it's perfect that I'm talking about this now, because I'm gonna do a fast, and I'm gonna do just an overall cleanse, and for myself, and I'm gonna take you guys through it day by day, how I'm feeling, what I'm eating, or what I have consumed, and just give you the overall breakdown, and you're gonna see. You watch, trust me, you're gonna see how, like, I have like this line right here. My nose is a little bubbled up. Sometimes I have like, so you all of this is gonna clear up, and it's gonna be crazy, because I've done it before, where I you know life is a journey. So you have, depending on your circumstances, some people's circumstances are always different. But I've done it before, when I was eating 100%, 100% on point, exercising, meditating, like fully harnessing. And man, like, like everybody would tell me, like, damn, you look so young. You look like, you're like in your teens, like 19, 18. And I'm like, what the heck? Like what, really? Or maybe early 20s. And and the truth is that it's all because of how I was eating. I wasn't, I've said this in other videos. We're able to live hundreds of years. Uh, obviously, like if you're, since birth, have introduced the right nutrients and your lifestyle, the environment you live in. How much stress and anxiety you put in your body, and every little thing counts. But it's all a part of the same picture, because it's an aspect of this experience. So, since we're experiencing life mostly in this physical plane, in this body, we have to make that a priority. Or for me, I have to make it a priority, even though, like, yeah, the body's gonna die. Yeah, the spirit is this source, this consciousness is the source. But then why are you in this body then? What's the point? If you might as well just full potential live in this body, and truly experience this experience for what it is, and appreciate it, and like I said, detach yourself from. That's the key for me. I think that's the whole idea that a lot of people are doing, is to not make this life more valuable than the overall spirit and this life. Like, the spirit's gonna live forever, but at least you're not gonna be attached. You're gonna actually enjoy this life even more when you're not attached to it, when you can actually, like, separate yourself from it, and not have all these expectations. You can actually, like, free yourself. You can actually, like be in a state of being, like, careless, and truly, like, no stress and no anxiety, and it applies in many levels and in many things. So yeah, hopefully, this helps a lot of people with, encouraging them to to let go and detach themselves from many things. Um, and Yeah, hopefully you guys are having a blessed life, and lots of love and lots of energy. Namaste. Peace.